welcome back to my channel. This is going to be another long one. I am getting one of the tubs cleaned in my house. I am going to be doing a load of my laundry and my kids' laundry, wash, hang, and dry. I am also going to get a load of towels done. Next, we're going to get into the kitchen to wash dishes, wipe down the stove and counters, sweep and Swiffer. Lastly, I am going to get the area under one of my couches cleaned up. So if you're ready for all of this cleaning motivation, please keep watching and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you. So starting things off in the bathroom, I am going to get this tub cleaned with a mixture of Dawn dish soap and vinegar. If you have watched any of my other videos, you will know that I love using this to clean my tubs. I like to give it a rub down and then let it sit for a good 5 to 7 minutes. And after that, all you have to do is just give it a rinse and it is clean. I know a lot of people don't like the smell of vinegar. Personally, I don't. So I know it is not the best smelling, but it gets the job done, especially when it comes to these stubborn stains in the tub. I am cleaning this tub, but I also need to clean the shower in my bathroom, but I just dread it so much, and I know I shouldn't dread cleaning things or doing anything. We should be grateful for the things that we have and stuff that we have to clean. I do love that this tub in my shower has the detachable shower head. I don't even know how or why people made these things. I mean, obviously for when you're in the shower, but it definitely comes in handy for cleaning. I remember in the last house we lived in, it did not have the detachable shower heads in either restroom. So I was always having to fill up a bucket of water and rinse off the cleaner that way. Next up, I am just getting a load of my clothes washed. I didn't have that many clothes to fill up the washer for a good size load, so I threw in some of my son's clothes with mine to make a good size load. Also, I am using 7th generation laundry detergent, the free and clear one. It does have plant-based ingredients, and I am also using some Lysol sanitizer just because we are in that season, so I had to get me a bottle of this. For the most part, I use whatever laundry detergent as long as it is the clear version of that brand. This one in particular, I did have a $2 off coupon, so the price was coming down to the same as your Tide detergent and Gain laundry detergent. I did not realize how much we were hitting up in this video. We're done in the restroom, now into the laundry room, then gonna get to the kitchen and living room. I guess I got a lot done over the course of a couple days here. While I'm doing this voiceover, I got a lot done yesterday too. You know, when that bug just hits you and you gotta get some stuff done. I didn't film it though, because it was a refresh of my kids' rooms. I made their beds, vacuumed, and sprayed some smell good stuff in there. I actually ended up vacuuming the hallway rugs, the rug in the living room, and my room. I just think when you're in the mood to do something around the house or get something done, you must take advantage of that feeling, because I don't know about y'all, but for the most part, I do want to sit down and relax. But then the other part was that feeling you get after doing the little cleaning that you do. It made me feel good, even if it was just vacuuming and doing a little tidy up. So, Michael got a little bit under the weather. He's just getting over it right now. I'm not sure if I mentioned it already, but yeah, he was not feeling good for a few days. So, of course, he was laid up, but I'm bringing this up because he was in our bed watching TV and the light in the TV is starting to go out. So, one side of the screen was all dark and the other side is still working. I want to say maybe 25% of the screen is dark and the other 75% is still working. So you can still watch stuff, but one side is just dark. And he is the type to try to fix things before having to buy new. So, of course, he looked up how much a bulb would be. But then at the same time, buying a new TV right now isn't so bad either. The funny thing is, I feel like the only time our TV in our room gets used is when one of us is sick and just laid up and we don't want to be on our phones. We just want to watch TV and lay down in our bed. So we probably will get a new one, but honestly, I'm 50-50 because we really don't watch TV in our room. It's very rare. it's nice to have in those instances where we are sick or we do get time to relax in our bed. But most of the time, currently, once I get in bed, I am just wiped from the day and just want to go to sleep. Don't get me wrong, watching TV, I think, will always be my guilty pleasure. I'm not against TVs in the room, but like I said, we don't really watch it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Now onto the kitchen. I know I've got my Christmas decor up here. I've still got a lot of content that I need to edit and post from these past couple of months. That's another reason I did not film all that I did yesterday, because the content is just overflowing, which is good, but now it is just a matter of editing and getting it up. And honestly, I do have my days. There are some days that I am in the mood to have the tripod up, the camera up. But then other days, it's kind of relaxing, just cleaning, not having to worry about, camera angles, lighting, all that stuff, even though lighting is a whole separate story for me. But yeah, some days are better than others, but you already know that.
What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind.
The day I am doing this voiceover is a couple days before we are supposed to have this big winter storm. I wasn't really freaking out when it comes to these things. I feel like there's not much you could do except prep as best as you can and just let it ride. So that's what I do, food and water wise. And Michael seems to have the house preparations down, so he does that, like for the pipes and all that good stuff. Honestly, I am not even worried about the temperatures or it being cold. I mean, we have clothes, we have blankets, we even have some hand warmers. I am just worried about the power going out. The neighborhood we used to live in, when we lived next to our in-laws, the power would never go out during these things, but everyone around us had their power go out, so we were really lucky living there. And I don't mean just our house. It was literally like our whole little neighborhood. The power wouldn't go out, but any neighborhoods outside of that, power would go out. I don't know if we were on a separate grid or something. I mean, obviously, but it just wasn't as bad. I mean, there were a couple times it went out, but for the most part, it did not. And here in this house, I feel like it's kind of in the middle. The power doesn't go out all the time, so it's a good 50-50 chance. Here I am just putting away some food I had made. I got this recipe from Katie Austin. Yes, she is a fitness influencer. Now that I'm thinking of it, she must have popped up on my radar years ago when I would search up workout videos or something, because I know there was an era that I was in when I was looking up workout videos and doing those workouts. But yeah, it's been years since I've done that. But it is some white bean chicken skillet with corn, a can of green chilies, corn tortillas, and cheese. It is so good. You can literally just Google her name and white bean chili or skillet, and she's got a couple recipes that will come up, but they're so good. And then after you make it, you can garnish it with some cilantro, avocado, and Greek yogurt. She's the one who turned me on to Greek yogurt from sour cream. Don't get me wrong, I do love my sour cream, but sometimes I just don't have a taste for it, and the Greek yogurt will do. Especially when you mix it in with all the other food, you can't even taste the difference. I made it one day randomly for lunch, and Michael loved it. And then we actually tried it for our dinner meal prep for the week, and it held up pretty good. I'm actually going to make it for next week for our dinner meal prep. It is just a nice break from our regular taco and rice bowls we make, because those consist of chicken, brown rice, bell peppers, cheese, and pico. So yeah, you already see the difference. So it's just a nice break from it, and it is really good. Here I am getting all of the tops of the burners and stove knobs into a mixture of Dawn dish soap and water. I am going to let those soak while I do all this cleaning and get back to them at the end. It'll be the last thing I do, getting them out of the bowl and giving them a nice rinse and letting them air dry. Okay, I don't know what came over me this day. I think what may have happened was we were playing in the living room the night before or the day before, and a toy or something must have flew under the couch, and I probably had to get down and get it for my kid. And it just so happened I was able to see how disgusting under there was. I don't even know how this happens, but oh my God, after I clean under here, I feel like it does not stay clean for too long. Who else can relate? It is just insane. And it is not like we are slobs or anything. I mean, as you can see, it is dust, debris, and toys. It is just so crazy to me. Even on the actual couch, like under the cushions, same thing. This day, I refused to clean under both couches, so the other one did not get cleaned underneath. I know my limits. I do think sometimes we can go overboard in a day with cleaning, and then we are just wiped out at the end of the day. I did not want to do that to myself on this day because sometimes when the kids get home, they want to play, so I want to try to keep some energy for them, but we all know how that can go sometimes. I did not feel like getting the mop and bucket out, so Swiffer it was today. So I went ahead and Swiffered this area and also tried to get the baseboards cleaned here as well, since I was already back here. On the stove, I don't know if you noticed, but I did spray my Clorox spray before I went to go clean under the couch and did all that good stuff. And then I came back to wipe it down. I like to let the cleaner sit and work on its own when I do have the time for that because, as you can see, it probably sat for a good 10 to 15 minutes maybe while I was in the living room. I just think it helps some gunk come off a lot easier, but then there are times that I just need to spray and wipe and go on my way like I am doing with the counters here. Yep, I do have on a Happy Gilmore t-shirt, and yep, I am of the Adam Sandler era when he was in his prime in the 90s. I grew up watching those movies. There was one point in time my favorite movie was The Wedding Singer. I just loved it so much, and we did watch Happy Gilmore 2 when it came out last summer on Netflix. Of course, there's nothing like the original, but I liked it and I thought it was funny. That was around the time K pop Demon Hunters came out, so then that was on repeat for a good while in our house. But I will say now, when I hear any songs from K pop Demon Hunters, it does remind me of last summer. You know, like when a song or a smell just makes you remember a specific time. That is what K pop Demon Hunters does for me. I mean, the title is kind of like, what? Demons? Like, at first you just see that, but you have to read the whole thing. It says demon hunters. They are hunting demons, okay? So if you haven't watched it, you should. I just think it has a good message, even for us adults. And it is a cute, kiddie movie, like, in my opinion. You would think that a house with only 4 people in it could stay clean all the time, right? Not this one. Oh my God. Look at how much accumulates. It is so crazy to me and naive of me to think that a house could stay spotless with less people in it. But I mean, we have to live, right? And I am not cleaning these counters every single day. So this is indeed an accumulation from just a few days. I am also going to Swiffer in here. The mop and bucket was not coming out for the kitchen either. Y'all don't judge me, don't judge me. And yeah, you're probably like, you put this on the internet so we can judge you. Yep, I left the couch just like that. There are times I do like to set up the pillows all nicely, like we are in a showroom. But the reality in my house is we are not. So most days, there is no point to set the couch up nicely because, as you can see, Charmander and Chase are just hanging out right there, and I did not want to disturb them. And if I were to move them, they would just end up right back here a couple hours later. Let's be honest, time flies, so there will be a day that these blankets and stuffed animals will be gone. I told y'all we would be right back here in the kitchen to get these burners and knobs out of this soaking water and soap mixture. I am just going to give these a good rinse and then let them air dry. And oh God, I still had a pumpkin up there too. Oh my God. I will say we did toss it before it got really rotten, like I've seen some people's get online. It's a nice little decor piece for the season, but man, you really have to remember to toss it at a decent time because if not, it will get really gross. And ours was just starting to get that way. Like I noticed like a big dent on the side of it that just kind of came out of nowhere. And so I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that's a real pumpkin and we can't just leave it there for months on end like you can just leave, Christmas decor and it'll be okay. My son was really upset to see it go, but he was okay after we told him that we will paint a new one next year. It is just so crazy how time flies by so fast, and we are just on this cycle to get through the year, like year after year. And before I know it, it's Thanksgiving and Christmas again. It is just so wild to me. My little one has already been asking to go to the pool, and it is just not quite time yet, but here we go again. Like I said, just this cycle, but let's enjoy it while we can and while we're in it. Here, I am just getting these towels out of the dryer and folded. I am also going to fold the little towels because I don't have the patience today to wait for my son to fold them. I usually leave those for him to fold just to give him a chore and something to do. But, anyways, I have to tell you something that happened last night. My son came up to me after dinner and asked if we can go through and organize his closet, which was a first. Usually, I'm the one to tell him, hey, we're going to go through your closet and I need you to be there so you can try on stuff. That way I don't throw away stuff that still fits you. But last night it was the reverse, even though we had just done this before Christmas. But I guess he does have a good point because he did get a few new items as gifts for Christmas. So we were actually able to pile up some stuff last night that did in fact not fit him anymore. So now there's a pile sitting in his room that I need to get into a bag and donate. I tell ya, it is just never ending. Once you think you've got everything done, nope. Here comes a closet calling your name. And I truly do understand why some moms or even grown women without kids have lists of things to do based on the day, the week, the month, the season. I totally get it. I hope you have been enjoying the after shots of the clean spaces. If you made it this far, thank you so much for being here and for coming along with me to get all these spaces cleaned. I hope this video gave you some motivation, and I hope you have a great day, night, week, weekend, or whenever you're watching this. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I will see you next time. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am going to be tidying up my bedroom and vacuuming in there. We're going to get into the kitchen to wash dishes. I know candle day is over with, but I wanted to share my candle day haul from Bath and Body Works. I'm going to try out some garbage disposal cleaner that I got from Dollar Tree, and lastly, I am going to be putting away some Christmas decor and putting up my Valentine's Day decor and sweeping and mopping. So if you're ready for all of this cleaning motivation, please keep watching and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you. Starting things off in my bedroom, just gonna get the bed made and wipe down my nightstands and then vacuum. Just a quick tidy up in here. So currently, as I do this voiceover, we are on day 2 of after the winter storm from January. We fared pretty well with it. We did not lose power like I was so scared of. We just stayed in all weekend. Obviously, I feel like once Friday night hit, we were just in. But I will say, I think Mike went to the store on Saturday. I don't know. Once Monday came around, the sun finally did come out. So we played outside 3 separate times for 15 minutes each because I am not trying to get sick and I don't want my kids to get sick. But we had on our jackets, gloves, and hats. It was all good as long as the sun was out, and it felt so good just to be getting some fresh air. School was closed on Monday, but that was it. We are back to it today. Today is a Tuesday. Yesterday and today has been so cold, though. When I went out to start my car this morning, it was the first time all weekend that my car literally had frozen ice on it. Both windshields literally had ice and doors were almost frozen shut. These nightstands get so dusty. I literally wiped them down yesterday too, just because I noticed how dusty they were and what else is there to do during a winter storm. So I got a lot of random cleaning done during the storm. But yeah, we did pretty good. Mike had marinated some short ribs with some Korean barbecue marinade. maybe a couple weeks back, and he froze it. So Saturday we defrosted that and ate that for dinner. Mike did buy some steak when he went to the store on Saturday. So then Sunday night was steak. He made some shaken beef. We just ate that with some roasted broccoli and rice. And then Monday night was Wingstop, just because I had seen so many commercials while Mike was watching the football games on Sunday. And oh my God, it just looked so good. And tonight we are going to meal prep for the week. We're going to meal prep some egg frittatas for us and then make some chicken for the kids. And then I want to say for lunch, we did Spam and rice during the winter storm. Well, that's what my kid had wanted, so we made that for him. And then I had some broccoli cheddar soup that I had made that nobody else wants to eat, and I just needed to get rid of it, so I ate that. Moving on to the kitchen, we are just going to get these dishes washed. Today is not a dishwasher day. And it's so funny. I have been running the dishwasher so much, but I haven't been filming because if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I'm just in content overload. I'm finally starting to run out, so I do need to start filming again. But yeah, I just think it's so funny. All these times I'm filming, I feel like I'm always hand washing them. And then for the past, I want to say 2 to 3 weeks, I have been running the dishwasher at least once a day. I think finally I just stopped right before the winter storm. I don't know what it was. I was just getting so busy in the mornings. I was not able to wash the dishes before leaving the house. And then by the time I got back from dropping the kids off, it was just time to get to work and I didn't have time to wash the dishes. Then lunchtime came around, still didn't have time to wash the dishes, barely had time to make lunch, had to eat, get to work. And so by the afternoon, I finally was able to just load the dishwasher and press start. And I did do a quick wash, which is just an hour. Because I think if you do like the normal ones, it takes like 2.5 hours. Well, on my dishwasher. My kids are not big on any of the soups that I make. I just think in general, they don't like soup. Even when we eat pho, my oldest, he just sticks to the broth and the noodles. There was a point in time that he was eating it with at least the chicken, and then he would eat it with the meatballs, but now he's just down to the broth and the noodles. So I guess I'll take that. He at least eats that when someone in the family makes it. And then my little one, he'll eat the rice soup that I make. But overall, I am not able to make soups that often. Like, I love the copycat zuppa toscana, the broccoli cheddar soup, chili, and I finally tried making caldo when Mike was sick, and it was so good. But oh my God, I made so much and I ate it for lunch for a good 2 to 3 days. But I got tired of it. And honestly, I don't like to eat food that's been in the fridge for, I want to say, once it hits the 5 or 6 day mark. And then Mike will eat whatever I made that night that I make it, but then that's it. It's very rare that he'll eat any of the leftovers. And then, yeah, I thought that he was going to be down with me and eat caldo for at least a couple days, but no, I think he only ate it like once or twice. And I liked it. I thought it was really good. And then he liked it. I mean, I guess he's supposed to say that anyways, even if it's good or bad. But I was kind of nervous to take it to any of my family because it was my first time making it. Because I would have loved to go take it like to my grandparents or something. But honestly, I didn't even think about it until I think the next day or even the day after. And I was just like, ooh, like it's already like 2 days old. This would have been better if I would have taken it to them the day that I made it. I know you heard me say earlier that my kid wanted Spam and rice during the winter storm for lunch, but before you say ew or gross, you must try frying it and then adding oyster sauce to it. It is so good. I didn't really eat Spam like that until I met Mike and his parents. I mean, when I was little, I was more of like a potted meat kid. I know that sounds so bad, but we would eat potted meat sandwiches, and I feel like that's the closest we got to Spam. I mean, not every day, but just every now and then we would eat that. But Mike's parents would make the Spam on days they didn't feel like cooking. And so now that's what we do because it's kind of an easy, quick meal. But some days I actually do crave it now. It is so good with some rice and, of course, broccoli. And sometimes I like to add a runny egg over it with some sriracha just to add a little bit of spice. But yeah, he ate that with rice and broccoli. I was so skeptical all those years ago, but it has become a staple in our house. And we actually buy the bulk pack from Sam's, and we actually go through it all. So at least we know we are not wasting any money when we buy it in bulk. Now getting into my Bath and Body Works Candle Day haul. I know, super late, but still wanted to share. I have no problem doing this online and paying the $5 or $6 for shipping in turn. I don't have to spend time going to the store and using my gas to go to the store. That's just the way that I see it. I like to give myself a budget or a limit when it comes to Bath and Body Works stuff because in the past, I've gone a little overboard with the lotions and sprays, and then it takes me so long to get through them. So I've been doing a lot better these past couple of years about not overspending and consuming with Bath and Body Works stuff. We were actually out of town on Candle Day and it just slipped my mind to do my candle order. I woke up the next day to a text from my aunt asking if I got my candles, and I was like, oh crap, like I totally did not. But I went to the website the next day and they were still doing it. So I was able to get these four. I mean, they had a lot there, but I limited myself to four. So I got the A Thousand Wishes, Champagne Toast, In the Stars, which are favorites of mine, and the Winter Candy Apple. I do like this smell, but I really wanted Spiced Apple Toddy, but it was sold out, which I was shocked by. I did not realize that it was that popular of a scent. The garbage disposal cleaner I chose to try out today was the one from Dollar Tree. I want to say it was $1.50, and there are two that come in the pack. Then I found that pack of Plink ones at Ross, as you saw, for $3.99. That one comes with six. I still haven't tried those, but I do have them. So whenever I'm ready, I can try those as well because the Dollar Tree one only came with two. So we'll see how long those last. With these Dollar Tree ones, you don't open the packet like one would think. You just place the whole biodegradable packet in the disposer and turn on the disposal while some hot water trickles from the faucet. The whole process only takes 2 minutes. It smells really good, and it says to use it once a week to prevent buildups and odors. It is still really cold here, so I think I want to wait to do this again just because I'm nervous with all the pipes and stuff. I don't know, it just makes me nervous sticking this whole packet in the disposal once a week, but I know it is biodegradable. And I will say the reason I bought these was because it did kind of stink in this area, and now come to think of it, I haven't smelled anything since. So they do seem to be working. I know what you're probably thinking. Why is this lady barely taking down her Christmas decor? No. This all came down in January. No worries. I like to leave everything up for New Year's and New Year's Eve. I just remember my grandma's tree and decor still being up on New Year's Eve, so that's what I like to do. I don't know if that will change though. It does make sense to just take everything down the day after Christmas or even on the 27th to just get a fresh, new, clean start to the year. But like I said, I've seen my grandma leave hers up ever since I was little. But honestly, I like the lights still being up on New Year's, like even outside the house, because you're outside popping fireworks and just hanging out. And plus, I have a small kid, so I'm sure he enjoys the lights too. So I guess we will stick with staying up till after New Year's. But I do get why some people take down their decor immediately after. I totally get it. Here, I am just taking everything down and wiping down this console table. I figured I'd take Christmas down and put up Valentine's Day as I go. So that's what you're going to see me doing. I am putting up this decor that I have accumulated over the years from Dollar Tree, the 99-cent store, which, by the way, I have not been inside a 99-cent store in so long. It's so crazy. The one that was next to us shut down. And then I used to go with my boss a lot. Like during our lunch break, we'd go eat lunch and then we'd just hit that store up and then go back to work. And obviously, I don't work there anymore. So that's another reason why. But anyways, I also have some stuff from Hobby Lobby. I don't know if I have any from Michael's. Even the candy heart wreath that I'll show here in a little bit. Well, you'll see here in the video. I got that at Kohl's on clearance one year. I want to say I probably paid $5 or $7 for that. And the red heart that I'm going to put on the door, I honestly cannot remember where I got that. I want to say Hobby Lobby, maybe. That red heart wreath, I just wanted something different for Valentine's Day. I feel like I have my spring wreath, that lavender one, and yep, that stayed up all year. I just didn't see any Christmas ones that I liked, so I don't have a Christmas one for outside. However, I did see an orange and white one, like the lavender one you just saw, for fall that I did want, but I guess I missed when it was on sale because I refused to pay full price for something just because I just feel like sometimes stuff just always goes on sale. So if I can get it for at least a little bit of a discount, then it's a win. but that one was at Michael's. But yeah, I like my little heart wreath. Well, I guess I shouldn't call it a wreath, maybe a door hanger. And yeah, I feel like for Valentine's Day, you would need a red wreath, but I don't know. I feel like if I were to get a red wreath, it would kind of come off as Christmas looking, and that's not the look that I want for Valentine's Day. The lights on this blue tree have gone out, so I had to put a string of lights on it. And with that string, it was so long, so I was able to lay the string all the way across the counter. I really liked it, and I wish I could put more lights up inside the house, but I just don't know how or where. Maybe on that garland on top of the cabinets in the kitchen. Maybe this Christmas I shall do that because I just loved having these lights turned on with the Christmas tree lights at night. Well, even during the day. But of course, at nighttime, it just makes it more cozy if those are the only lights you have on. I am taking down our stockings now. We do not have a fireplace, and this is the only place I thought made sense to hang them. I know it seems very basic, but even if I bought a little stand for them, I would need to find a space for the stand. And with the living room being the toy room as well, with the Christmas trees up, I just did not know where that would go, where it would be able to stay throughout the whole season. So the wall it is with some thumbtacks. Our counter up there has a curved edge. So even if I bought stocking holders, I would be so nervous that they'd fall off. So that's why I have not even tried that. I am getting these frames and the top of this stand dusted off. I will not be taking down the tree today. Like I have said before, I know my limits and don't want to overdo it. If I am just going and going through the day, then at night I am no good and just wiped out. So we've got Valentine's and then Easter coming up, right? My little one has already asked about Easter, and I'm like, let's get through Valentine's Day first. But I just love how excited he gets, and I know the decor helps build that anticipation. I don't know if I have a bunch of Easter decor though. I'd like to get more, but I don't know. I'll see what I have and then maybe buy a couple more pieces because who doesn't need more stuff? Am I right? Totally joking, but I just love all the colors when it comes to Easter. Plus, I got to start shopping for Easter basket stuff. So here we go. sign I found at Dollar Tree, and then this cloth gnome at Dollar Tree as well, and the ceramic looking one at Hobby Lobby. The hearts and the XOXO blocks, the little camper and glossy heart are all from Hobby Lobby, so you know I got them like 40% off of the price that's on the sticker. And I may have gotten those last year or the year before, so they're still new to me. This string of beads I actually ordered from Shein, and then this tiered tray I got at Dollar Tree from the $5 section, once again, either last year or the year before. I bought that little camper because Mike had been obsessed with getting a camper or RV, and he says we're going to do that when the kids grow up. But I am not quite sold on it. I know we have a ways to go anyways. So I was like, here's the closest to a camper you're going to get for now. I thought this was a nice little decor piece. When I first got it, I put it on the dining room table as the centerpiece, but then at Chinese New Year, we just had to move it so we can put food and eat. We are hosting Chinese New Year again this year, so I am just going to place it here on this counter. That way, we don't have to worry about moving anything on Chinese New Year. Well, I take that back because I do have my little wicker looking tray on the dining room table with a vase and a picture. So I do have to find a space for that because we will definitely be using that table for Chinese New Year. I think last year we just played cards and stuff in the living room, and the year before that we actually played in the dining room. So I definitely need to plan to have spaces available. Speaking of Chinese New Year, one of my favorite YouTubers always drinks from this white and gold mug with what I thought was a unicorn on it, and it is so pretty. But I just found out today that it is a dragon, and she got it at Starbucks during Chinese New Year in 2024 when it was the year of the dragon. One of my sons is a dragon, and now I want the mug even more. But this year is the year of the horse, so I am not interested in buying anything Starbucks puts out for this year and for the next few years because we don't have a dragon year for a while. Just getting the last of these breakable items wrapped up in paper so I can pack them away. It is always such a task to make sure you put everything away because once it's put away, it is put away, and it sucks when you see a straggler out after you've put all the bins away because I feel like that straggler just gets tossed wherever. And then it's so hard to find it the following year. Last year, 2024, I was really organized and listed everything that was in the bins on paper and then just taped that paper to the outside of the bins. But this year, it was hard to stick to that list and putting those same items in as last year. I don't know why stuff just wasn't fitting the same way. And then also, I think I was in a rush to get everything down and packed away because, yes, I am one to leave Christmas decor up until after the new year. But once the year starts rolling and we hit January 5th, 6th, and 7th, and Christmas stuff is still up, I do start to get a little bit stressed about getting all the stuff down. Here I am just sweeping and I'm going to give this area a good mopping. Yes, we are mopping today. No Swiffer. I actually just swept and mopped this area again during the winter storm that just passed. I don't know how or why our floors get so dirty. We don't wear shoes, so I tell you, it is just a never-ending battle keeping the house at a realistic, clean level, like a livable level. I never want it to get too bad, obviously, but I accept that it will not be spick and span all the time, but we can try and also give ourselves grace. And I'm not saying just because we don't wear shoes in the house, the floor is just going to be clean all the time. I mean, obviously, it's not, so it is what it is. I actually found a couple of old mop heads. They are blue and white in my laundry room and they are clean. So I am going to see if this one comes off and give it a break because I have been cleaning this mop head and just reusing it for the past few months. So I am going to check on that. I don't see why I kept those other mop heads if this one is removable, because if it's not removable, I don't know why I kept those other ones. If you made it this far, thank you so much for being here and for coming along with me to clean, decorate, and get Christmas put away. I hope this video gave you some motivation, and I hope you have a great day, night, week, weekend, or whenever you are watching this. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I will see you next time. Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to get these dishes rinsed off and into the dishwasher. I am going to get the kitchen counters wiped down and get the sink cleaned. I'm going to try to get a stain off of my headboard with my green machine, vacuum my room, and then lastly, I am going to get these Christmas trees taken down. So if you're ready for all of this cleaning motivation and to get it all done, please keep watching and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you. In my last video, I mentioned that I have been using my dishwasher a lot lately for actually washing the dishes and running a load. And I said I didn't film any of it, but here is one time that I actually filmed it. I totally forgot about this. I don't know why I was in the weeds, it felt like, for a good week, and I was actually using the dishwasher daily and not for a drying rack. I was doing the quick cycle, which is only an hour on my dishwasher. Otherwise, a normal cycle takes 2.5 hours. I did the hour because the dishes don't dry all the way. I do have to open the dishwasher and let them finish air drying once the cycle is complete. And of course, that takes a while, so I do need them to dry at a decent time so I can get them put away, hence why I use the quick cycle. Just when I thought we were done with winter storm weather, it is supposed to be really cold tonight where I am at. We are in a quote unquote freeze watch till tomorrow. No rain, just really cold temps for the next couple of days, which I can handle. I just don't like the ice that happens when it rains. So looks like it'll be another cozy weekend. And see, this is why I don't mind not having a fireplace, because I'd probably realistically only use it 3 or 4 times throughout the year. When we were looking for a house to buy, I am very indecisive about different things that I want. But at least I knew that for sure I could do without a fireplace. The house we were in before this one didn't have one either, so I think that helped with my transition into this house and then with that decision. Because when I was little, we had a house with a fireplace, and I used to love when we would put a fire on during a random cold night. I remember thinking that I would want one when I grew up, but turns out I don't mind not having one. ahead of myself in that last voiceover. Yes, you did see me put the grease filter hood thing from above the stove in my dishwasher. A while back, I was watching a cleaning video and saw a comment that said that they do this. And I thought, wow, that's a great idea because those things are so hard to clean. I've tried the baking soda and Dawn dish soap and vinegar. Not together, I don't think. But man, you have to let them soak for a while in boiling hot water. Literally boil the water on the stove and then pour it into the kitchen sink. But mine were so bad, I let them soak. And then you have to scrub your little heart out. And even after all that scrubbing, I was only making a dent in it, like cleaning it. So I did that a handful of times over time until I saw this comment. And now, when I can remember, I try to toss them in when I run a load. I haven't had any issues with it, and I have noticed as time goes on, it does help keep them clean. And I haven't noticed any damage to them. So I'm really glad I came across that comment. And it must have been on a how to clean those things video, because sometimes I just do not have the energy or time to let it sit and then have to scrub. Here, I am just going to get these counters cleared so I can wipe them down. Today was just a quick wipe down into the trash can because I did not feel like sweeping and mopping this day. I was doing what I was able to get done this day. Sometimes, I mean, most times, we just do not have time to do the complete clean of everything. But I did notice the crumbs and food debris scattered along this counter, so I knew I had to get it wiped down. You'll see me leave the bread out here. I think I do this since the toaster is here, but honestly, we don't eat bread like that. I just like to have it just in case for a sandwich or toast or something, which is very rare, probably once a week, maybe. I've been meaning to find a place for it in the pantry. I don't know why I haven't put it in the pantry before. I guess I just don't want to forget about it because if it is out of sight in the pantry, it's out of sight, out of mind. We don't have it and it won't get eaten. area around the stove is so tricky to keep clean because there is a tiny gap on both sides that food can fall through and end up on the floor under the oven, which obviously we're not moving our oven out every day and cleaning it, not even every other week. My next video will be me cleaning under the oven, so stay tuned for that. I have seen those things. They're like little placeholders. Of course, you get them from Amazon, but I mean, you could probably get them from anywhere. I don't know. You stick them between the oven and the counter, and it creates a surface and it prevents food or anything falling between the counter and the oven. I am just against buying anything that I have been okay with not having all this time, all these years. It is so easy to watch a short or a video and see things that you can benefit from, or it's going to make your life easier. And of course, in the moment, you think you want it and you need to buy it. But I've been doing good lately with bringing it back in. And like I said, I've been okay without it all these years. So I will continue to be okay without it. Here is the stain that I'm going to attempt to clean with my Bissell green machine. I am not sure what it is. This is Mike's side of the bed, so it may just be from his head or something, like the oils that we all have on our head, in our hair. As you can see, the stain isn't that bad. This is the first time I've tried to clean it, so let's see how it goes. Just realized the stain does not look that bad at all on video. It looks worse in person, so the camera isn't doing it justice, and that is why I wanted to clean it. But man, this took so long. It was taking longer than it should have, in my opinion. And then the end result wasn't even that good, as you will see here shortly. Somehow, I think it made it worse. Spoiler alert if I said that too early. Also, the green machine started leaking from the bottom while I was doing this, so I don't know if that had something to do with the end result. I've used this machine multiple times. Mike has even used it for his car and it works really well. I have not had time to troubleshoot what is wrong with it and why it is leaking, so I haven't even used it since. As you can see, it is barely even sucking up the water slash cleaner I sprayed, because what you do in this machine, you put, part water, part the Bissell cleaning solution. Once again, it may have something to do with the machine leaking, which I didn't even notice at this time. So I just went ahead and vacuumed up what I could and what was cooperating with the hose and just had to leave it, in turn, leaving the headboard a little marked up, kind of like a stain. And like I mentioned earlier, maybe even looking worse than what it looked like before. But it is not the end of the world, but I was a little bummed out that this didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I may just have to leave my headboard alone from now on and just stick to vacuuming it and lint rolling it, because it does get really dusty. Just making the bed and leaving the mattress positioned away from the wet spot so it can dry, hopefully. And then next, going to vacuum my room because it had been a few days, so why not? My son's got his Pokemon pillow in here. It is So soft. He also has a Spider-Man one. My sister-in-law bought him one for Christmas 2024 and for Christmas 2025. I don't even mind that he's got all these pillows because they are so soft and comfy to sleep with, and he loves them. That reminds me, I do need to wash the covers on them. I've washed them before and they were fine in the washing machine. I just think that you cannot wash the actual pillow in the machine, and that's why they make the covers come off so easily, because we've got another body pillow that the case does not come off, so I have to literally put the whole pillow in the washing machine. All right, so now on to Christmas. I know it's so weird, but at first I was not going to record this, but then we had gotten a few days into January and I actually found myself having the time, because it is very time consuming to film doing anything, and it is already time consuming taking all of the decor down. So I did not want to stress myself out, and I thought it would take multiple days. Well, you'll see here shortly, it kind of does. I also did not film putting everything up when Christmas first started, so maybe that was another reason I decided to film taking everything down. As you can see, my tree is not aesthetically pleasing, but I just wanted color. Don't get me wrong, I love the plain rose gold and silver. I think it's so pretty, and that is what our first tree was in our last house. But I got tired of it after a couple of years. It was just starting to look so plain to me, so I decided to do color for the last couple of years. I actually would like to get another tree, not sure if it will happen or not, but then that one can be my rose gold and silver one and no color. And then obviously I'll find another place to put it in the house. I just love all the random ornaments I can put on here without the restrictions to color. It's so fun to add different ones. I've got a couple of picture frames and some characters. To me, it's just so fun and different. I'm also able to put the ornaments that my kids make at school and then they can bring home, because with the rose gold and silver, I was still putting them on the tree, but then you kind of had this random red ornament in the middle of all these nice rose gold and silver ornaments. So I think that was another reason I decided to go this route, so I can display all my kids' ornaments to, well, the ones that they make, because I bought them their own little 4-foot trees. And then to those, I add ornaments of a certain character that they were into that year. And so it kind of builds up their ornament collection. Just getting these lights wrapped up. I think I ended up putting 3 sets on this tree. The tree is not that tall. I think it's a 6.5-foot tree or 7. I'd like to get a taller one, but I mean, it's not like this one is falling apart, so we don't need it. That's why I mentioned in my last voiceover, we will see what happens if I do decide to get another tree. This is actually a new spot for the tree. We've done the hallway outside the stairs in the corner right in front of the kitchen sink, and now here. I really like it here, and I think this year, 2026, we will put it here again. It is out of the way, and this corner leaves a lot of space for the gifts as well. The other spaces we've had it in didn't leave much space for gifts. Not like we're buying so many gifts for ourselves or each other. It's just in total, my family and Mike's family combined, and that's just immediate family, like nieces, nephews, cousins. They all total out to about 75 people total. So that's a lot of gifts if you're buying at least one for each person. This is one of the bigger bins I have for Christmas stuff, but mainly Christmas tree stuff. As you can see, I am just wrapping anything that may be delicate in either single or double plastic bags, because it kind of creates a cushion when you add either 1, 2, or 3. And I do not have any of that special paper that delicate stuff gets wrapped in, but this works for me. I'm just using what I have. Next, I'm gonna start taking the ornaments and decor off of my little one's tree and get all of this packed away as well. At this point, I was just in a hurry to get everything down and get the house back to normal until next December. really liked this string of tinsel, the blue stuff you see me carrying. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. I found it at Dollar Tree, of course, and it works really well for my kids' small trees they have. I did have to buy two for each tree, but they were the perfect size for the 4 foot trees because you'd probably have to buy a lot more if you were wanting to cover a normal size Christmas tree. Correction, I am seeing that I only took off one string of that blue tinsel, so I guess I only had to buy one for each tree. When my box that the Christmas tree originally came in started falling apart, as they do, I had to look into another solution to store the tree, and I decided on a tree bag. I ordered this one online from Kohl's one year after Christmas, and it was actually on sale. I didn't spend that much on it. It was not even 20 bucks. It was way less than that. But man, I had no idea how huge it was. I knew I must have read the dimensions wrong, but whatever, it's what I had to work with. I guess it was meant for huge trees, but as you can see, mine is not. It actually works out because I end up putting my son's tree in here as well, and I was able to toss the box to his tree, and that freed up some space in the garage because the red tree bag, I store that in our coat closet because there's just nowhere to put it in the garage. I am just giving this area a good sweep, and then I am going to Swiffer. It is amazing how much mess these trees leave behind. We used to get real trees when I was little, and man, the mess it leaves. It is just so much. And I think you're not able to vacuum the needles up, so we had to pick them up by hand very carefully or sweep them up. And we had carpet, so yes, the sweeping was a difficult task. Remember how I mentioned I did not want this task to take multiple days? Well, it did in fact take multiple days now that I'm thinking about it. I got all of Christmas down within a span of 3 days. It didn't take total 72 hours. I got that first round of decor down when I put up my Valentine's decor. That was one day. And then the second round was taking down the trees in the living room. And now here is round 3/day 3. This is my oldest little 4-foot tree. I am doing it out here in the hallway because I didn't want to film in his room. But yeah, I got him that same tinsel garland from Dollar Tree, but just all silver since he already has these red snowflakes. I couldn't really do any other colors, and plus the tree is white. So to me, all the decor does need to come together in some way. Dollar Tree had some green ones, gold ones, and of course the blue that you saw on the other tree. But I just didn't like the way any of those would look here. So the only one that I did like was the silver. So that's what I got. Here, I'm just getting all the ornaments wrapped up and into this red box. I've had this box for years. I think I have another one, and I actually have a green one that's a lot bigger. I think I put ornaments in there as well. I got it at Hobby Lobby. It's not that big, but it works for storage for his ornaments for his tree, so that's what I have found it useful for. I had already put the red tree bag up and away in our coat closet, so I am keeping this tree's box. That was the original plan anyways. That red tree bag is so big, but honestly, I didn't want to stuff another tree in there. So this one will be okay in the garage. If you made it this far, thank you so much for being here and for coming along with me to clean and get more of Christmas put away. I hope this video gave you some motivation and I hope you have a great day, night, week, weekend, or whenever you are watching this. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I will see you next time. Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to wash dishes, clean the sink, wipe down the counters in the kitchen. I'm gonna get a load of my laundry done. Then we are going to get back into the kitchen to clean under the stove, the sides of the stove, the tiles behind the stove, and get the inside of the oven cleaned. So if you're ready for all of this cleaning motivation, please keep watching and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you. Here we are back at it again. Today is not a dishwasher day, as you can see, and since we are in the kitchen, I want to talk about how that drawer to the right of the stove, it's not broken itself, but the parts under it, like the track, and there's a part in the back that keeps the track up, it decided to break on us yesterday. Just broke. My son was unloading the dishwasher and the drawer almost just fell into the cabinet below. He caught it before it could fall and everything that's in the drawer falls out into the cabinet. But I'm just glad he did not smush his fingers between the drawer and the counter, because that's what happened to me a while back with another drawer in the kitchen. That is the reason you see those white utensil holders and the wooden one on the counter, because the drawer that smushed my fingers, that's where I used to put all of our silverware, because oh my God, it smushed my fingers so bad that I just did not want to risk it again. So I just took everything out of there. I am surprised my finger didn't break. I'm glad my finger didn't break. I thought it was the weight of the items in the drawer that was causing this, but no. It would still happen even after I lightened the load. So now that other drawer just holds random stuff like measuring cups for baking, straws, plasticware, small dish towels, just random stuff. This drawer to the right of the stove, though, it holds a lot of cooking utensils and stuff we use. So hopefully when Mike buys the new part, it'll be back to normal and it doesn't happen again. But that drawer too, I think it's not too heavy either. It's not stuffed with items. So fingers crossed. I felt so bad when this happened. I know we couldn't help it because I remember when it happened to me, the track just decided to not work. And same with my son. I know he wasn't slamming stuff around. I was in the kitchen when he was unloading the dishwasher. It just happened. And then that day went by so fast. I didn't text Mike until that afternoon. I was like, please don't be mad. Then told him what happened. His reaction was good. He didn't flip out or anything. He just wanted pics. So I sent that just so he could see what he was working with. I had felt bad because he has been coordinating with a mechanic to fix multiple things on my car, and he's been dealing with that for me for literally the past 5 or 6 days because I don't know about you, but I feel like when an auto mechanic or auto employee sees a woman, they try to take advantage of her. That was just an experience I had a long time ago. I don't know if it's like that anymore, but ever since then, and ever since I've been with Mike, he deals with anything car related. Like if it's a huge expense to it, he will deal with it because I want to say at the beginning of our relationship, I got way overcharged for something. And ever since then, he was just like, let me deal with anything car related. I mean, I go and get my inspections done, oil changes, tire rotations. But like I said, he just deals with anything that is going to be really costly.
Felt to the pressure of the outside. Come to me, let me help you. 'Cause I just can't stay here, stagnant under pressure. Let me guide you, 'cause there ain't no way. Felt to the pressure of the outside. Feel like taking over. Come to me, let me help. 'Cause there ain't no way. Let me guide you to me. No way. Felt to the pressure of the outside. Come to me, let me help you revive the light.
Now I am just cleaning, wiping, and rinsing the sink with some Dawn dish soap. And yep, you saw that right. I use my dishwasher as a drying rack. I never really thought about getting a drying rack for the counter. The closest I have gotten to one is that gray drying mat you see. I honestly don't know if I would want a rack because that gray drying mat, I can just remove it and fold it and put it away when I don't need it. I do have to wash it from time to time. If I buy a drying rack, I would need to find a spot to put it away or it will just stay on the counter and take up space, which I am not opposed to, but having counter space does come in handy when you're needing to cook. As you can see, I am not against the clutter and stuff on counters, but I do still need space for cooking and cutting. Next, I'm going to get these counters wiped down. I always have to get down to eye level because the design and color of these countertops are so camouflaged when it comes to crumbs or any food debris. Today wasn't too bad though, but I still wanted to give it a maintenance wipe down. But anywho, I felt bad about the drawer because when it comes to fixing home stuff or cars, that's definitely Mike's realm. So he has just been really busy with stuff like that. And it's kind of been one thing after another for him. With the winter storm as well, he does all the house prep stuff, like making sure the pipes don't freeze and buying stuff for the outside of the house just to prep that. So yeah, the winter storm didn't help. I don't think it helped anybody. Through the storm, it did give us some time to relax and just be cozy. He does all that, and I will deal with all the stuff that I have to deal with, which is try to keep the house tidy, do the kids' laundry. Sometimes I feel like I don't do enough, but I guess that is what partners are for. So when one's plate is overflowing, the other can deal with the rest, I guess. I have really been trying to use all the candles I have because for the longest, I just had a candle collection. Well, I still do. I felt like a hoarder. What's the point in buying them if you're not going to use them? They are so pretty to look at, like the jars they come in. So here lately, I have been trying to light a candle almost every day, and I really like the Bath and Body Works ones. I feel like the scent reaches a long way as opposed to those plug-ins. I feel like when you plug it in, it's kind of just in that area, which by the way, I do need to get more of because I do like to have those for when we have people over, like in the entryways and hallways and the bathrooms, because we are getting ready to host Chinese New Year. And of course, we need the house to be tidy and smelling good. Just FYI, we literally just provide the space and house, and my mother-in-law and sister-in-laws cook or bring whatever food they want. We just make sure to buy the plates, napkins, cutlery, and drinks, stuff like that. I think the reason we started doing this was because one of my sister-in-laws always does Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it can be exhausting hosting and cooking everything. So a couple of years ago, she offered to cook, but just not have it at her house because most of the time Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year comes just right after the regular New Year, January 1st, which is right after Thanksgiving and Christmas. So that's a lot for someone to take on. I guess I had left all this stuff in the dryer the day prior, so I am just folding this and putting all of this away, and then I was able to get another load done after this. These white organizers are from my Marie Kondo days. I feel like we all watched that back in the day and thought we could organize and fix our lives, but these I actually like. I got them at IKEA. I even got some for my son and his drawers. It just provides sections for different things you may have in the same drawer, because if not, then everything would just be mixed together. And oh my gosh, whatever did we do before these organizers? I just don't know. Here I am just hanging the clothing items. I don't want to dry all the way and risk shrinking, because I know you saw me get them out of the dryer. I like to dry them for about 5 to 7 minutes and then get them out and then hang them for the rest of the time, because Lord knows I am having trouble fitting into clothes already, and we don't need any shrinking, okay? I do need to get back to exercising. It has been literally months. One thing I will say is I did stop intermittent fasting right after the first of the year. It wasn't a New Year's resolution or anything. I think everything just kind of happened that way. It was kind of that first week. I was cutting off my eating at 7 or 8 p.m. and not eating until 12 p.m. the next day. I would drink water and 1 cup of coffee before then. But I think the week leading up to me making my decision to stop fasting, I was just having a rough time with energy and focusing in the morning. I made the decision to start eating breakfast. It has been going so good. There are some times I have to rush to eat so we can all get out the door, because I've been used to just cooking for the kids and not myself, but now I've got myself needing to eat, so that adds time since we all eat different stuff 80% of the time. So here we are getting into this whole oven clean. I have not cleaned under here in months. I've seen worse. I don't think it got too bad, but I do think it is important to clean under here every now and then. Under the fridge is a whole other story. I may need Mike's help for that one. The fridge is a beast. Well, to move it. I wanted to start off sweeping and wiping down under here, this side of the cabinets, and then the tile on the back wall here, which I don't know if you can tell when it gets to that part, but oh my God, I'm gonna need more than that Zep I used and Dawn dish soap and vinegar. It was not taking the grease off that is on there, but you probably can't even tell in the video. I am going to get both sides of the oven wiped down. As you can see, there's a lot of caked on grease and food debris caught in there. Initially, I was using Dawn dish soap. It did okay, but the caked on grease wasn't fully coming off, so I decided to get some vinegar and it worked a little bit better. I think this is one of those things, slowly but surely the caked on grease will come off, but it is just about being consistent, scrubbing it off every now and then with the Dawn and vinegar. I did put a towel down on the floor just in case anything dripped onto the floor. It doesn't get on the actual wood floor, it gets on the towel instead. About the intermittent fasting, I have been doing it for years, for as long as I can remember. Of course, when I was pregnant with my youngest, I did not, and my oldest for that matter. You have to feed the baby. I didn't fast during those times. And even after, I kept eating the 3 meals a day and snacking because I was trying to pump, but my supply was still not good. That's a story for another day. I didn't start fasting until a few years after my oldest was born. It helped me maintain my weight and it worked for me, but recently it has just not been working for me anymore. So for breakfast, I've been eating a lot of eggs and oatmeal. I like to put blueberries, pumpkin seeds, and coconut flakes in my oatmeal. And then I've been on an apple maple chicken sausage kick. They are so good. I try to eat a nice filling breakfast that'll hold me over until 12 or 1. And then at that time, I can eat lunch. I have been enjoying this change so far. And when I do have time to sit and eat with my boys, that's been very nice too in the mornings because I used to just run around and get stuff done while they ate their breakfast. But now I can actually sit with them and eat. That's probably been the best part. I am getting the oven put back and we are going to get started on the inside of the oven. I am so glad I was able to get this done. I want to say the last time I did this was in August, so it's been a good 6 months. That seems about right in terms of how often to clean under there. I've just been trying to get random areas here and there deep cleaned in preparation for hosting Chinese New Year. I know there are some things you can clean a few days prior to hosting, so we are trying to tackle it. That way, the couple days before aren't too bad, and those can be used for last minute things that we forgot. So, on to this oven clean. I am not going to clean the racks today. Honestly, they aren't too bad. And also, I saw this method. I want to try using the bathtub to soak them with a dishwasher pod. But if I did that, then I'd have to clean the tub right after because we don't want all that grease in there. So these racks may have to get done on a separate day altogether because then we'll have to do a tub clean right after. I already knew I would not have the energy for that on this day. Here I am using Easy Off. I know. You don't gotta tell me. I know it's bad, but I do try to give it a good wipe down with water and then dry it off after it is applied so that a residue is not left behind. This cleaner just works so good, in my opinion, for the oven. I have seen that some baking soda and water will do, but you'll have to use a lot of elbow grease, which sometimes I don't have time for that. Perhaps maybe another time we can try that. I don't know. With the Easy Off, you preheat the oven to 200, turn it off, then spray the cleaner all over and let it sit for 5 to 7 minutes. I had to turn some type of fan on to get some circulation going because the fumes were so bad. Once you have let the foam work for that time, you get a damp cloth. I use paper towels because the gunk that comes off, I just don't want that on any of my towels. My towels are dirty enough. I just have to end up tossing them if I used them for this. So I like to use paper towels. So you wipe the cleaner off with a damp cloth, and like I said, I like to give it another wipe down with a damp cloth and then dry it with a paper towel to get off any of that leftover residue. So there, we should be good for another 6 months on the oven clean. I want to say that's about the last time I cleaned it. That's about as often as I can remember to clean it. It doesn't get that bad as we don't use it that much. I use it for breakfast at times, like baking biscuits and stuff like that. I've just started roasting vegetables. I usually boil them, but lately I've been craving roasted. We also use it for baking, of course. We do lots of cookies and brownies. Not homemade, don't get it twisted. I wish. We buy the box, and then we also love the Nestle cookies that are in the refrigerator section. So, yeah, since it's not in use that much, it's not getting too dirty. But, anyways, I tried to make chocolate chip cookies from scratch, speaking of baking, a long time ago, and oh my God, they were so horrible. But here's where I messed up. I never tried again. I should have kept trying so that way I can get used to it and master it. But yeah, I just want to say that's where I messed up. I just one and done. So maybe I should try again. I just feel like that's kind of the assumption with moms. You should be able to know how to cook, clean, and bake. And me, I have a big sweet tooth, so you would think I would have taught myself by now to bake, but nope. But like I said, maybe that's something I should try to do. I've been doing good lately with not consuming so much sugar. That's what gets me personally. But I saw Crumble had a Dubai chocolate cookie. I've seen they did the brownie in the past, but I wasn't really too into that, so I didn't really care. But with the cookie, we ended up getting a 4-pack last night, and oh my God, the cookie is so good. Mike loves anything Dubai chocolate. Yes, that craze got him. Mike said he wants to go back to get some more. He is so crazy. I've been off my crumble kick for a while, which is a good thing. I used to have the app and all that good stuff. I would check every week the flavors, but some flavors I just didn't care to try for a while, so I just did away with the app. But yeah, when we were on it, it was bad because we'd buy the 4-pack, and of course, you have to finish it. You can't let it go to waste. So it's been a good thing that we've been off our crumble kick. But the flavors we got last night was the Dubai chocolate, the Twix, which I like, just a regular chocolate chip because my sons love just the regular chocolate chip. And then the other one was like a Reese's brownie. If you made it this far, thank you so much for being here and for coming along with me to clean. I hope this video gave you some motivation, and I hope you have a great day, night, week, weekend, or whenever you are watching this. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I will see you next time. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to do a load of my kids' laundry, wash, dry, and fold or hang. I'm going to be cleaning my vacuum filter and all those pieces. I'm going to get the dishes rinsed and loaded into the dishwasher, then wash the sink and plink the sink. If you're ready for all of this cleaning motivation, please keep watching and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you. Starting off with the laundry here, I am going to get a load of my kids' laundry done. I like to put the laundry detergent, Lysol sanitizer, not really sure if that does anything, but I like to think that it does. And then I throw in the scent beads. I don't use these for my laundry because it really bothers my skin if I do use it and then wear those clothes afterwards that they were used on in the washer. But my kid is fine with it, so anything to keep his clothes smelling good. Moving on to my vacuum filter, I try to empty the bottom part, the easy part to open, out into my trash can whenever there's space in there. I don't like to top off my trash can with all of that dust and debris. So I'll wait until either there's a new trash bag or if it's halfway full. I did have to ask for Mike's help to take that top part off so I can get all those clumps of dust out because those have been there for a while. And I was reading about this vacuum and they say you've got to empty that top part out often. And if not, the top part will get closed or stuck shut due to the buildup. And I think that's what happened here because usually I can get it open myself, like in the past, but I had to ask Mike for help this time. I guess I needed some manly strength. And then, yeah, I guess it just got built up. I just gave everything a nice rinse and I had to be sure I wasn't needing to use the vacuum for the next day or so because I like to let everything air dry for as long as I can. I think in this case, everything was dry the next day, so I was able to reassemble the vacuum at that time. I feel so weird doing this voiceover. The last time I did a voiceover on any of my videos was a week ago. I got really sick. I didn't go to the doctor since I didn't have a fever. It was just a sore throat and really bad headaches and muscle aches. It was so weird. On day 8 of me being sick, because I was sick for a good 10 days, I still don't feel 100% right now, but I feel better than I did. But anywho, I decided to just self-diagnose myself with COVID, because with COVID, you get all these symptoms. I had the cough, sore throat, congestion, fatigue, weakness, headache, and body aches. The only one I didn't get was the fever and like the nausea and vomiting, thank God. And for a few days, I had different symptoms. And then the next few days, it was different, like other symptoms. And I thought to myself, hold on, this looks familiar. Like I've seen this before. And we have COVID tests, but I know that they're expired, so I did not even bother taking one. But that's what I think I had. Because usually if it's a little cold, like I can grab myself from the bootstraps, be good in the next like 24, 48 hours, I'm good. But with this, everything just kept dragging. And I was just like, what the heck is going on? And I said I'd go to the doctor after it had been like 10 days or at least 2 weeks, because then we know there's something really wrong. But like I said, I'm starting to feel better without any doctor's visits. But yeah, that's what I think it was. I knew it wasn't the flu because the flu takes me out, and I was still in it with this. I think I was finally able to lay down after a week because honestly, as a parent, you do not have time to be sick when you've got little ones that depend on you for literally everything. So you just keep going. It's not a good thing, but you kind of don't have a choice. I plopped myself on the couch with a pillow and blanket and the TV for a few hours, and honestly, after just laying down, I didn't fall asleep. It helped me so much. I just vegged out. It felt weird, but I think at that point, I thought to myself, okay, if I keep going, I'm going to collapse somewhere. So I think our bodies tell us when and what to do. And when that happens, you have to listen to it. Because, like I mentioned earlier, I was still going. I was drinking my warm honey lemon water and sucking on cough drops and just doing what I had to do until I couldn't anymore. Here I am getting some of my oldest son's clothes into a bag so I can go donate them. None of these fit him anymore, so we did another little closet clean out. It wasn't too much, but it is a nice bag full. I like to make him try on everything before giving away anything because these are a lot of good clothes. But yes, he is growing so fast and all of this did not fit him anymore. I've started a new show that I know a lot of people probably won't find funny. And I say that because Mike has caught a couple clips that I just thought were so hilarious and he was not laughing. But, anyways, maybe we could try it on him on another episode. I don't know. But it's called The Middle. It is with Patricia Heaton from Everybody Loves Raymond. That was a show from the 90s and early 2000s. The Middle came out in 2009, and I did not watch it back then. I kept running into shorts of it on YouTube, and they are so funny. And we actually have the streaming service that has the show on there. So I've been watching that. It is one of those shows you don't have to sit and give your undivided attention to, but I do just because it is so funny to me. I have to make sure I am not eating or drinking while I'm watching it because I will spit whatever is in my mouth out. This is what I watched while I was laid up on the couch while sick. It is just too relatable to me. If you're a mom going through it, you will find this show so funny. I think it was ahead of its time with this whole era that we are in now, with some moms struggling day to day. You will definitely feel less alone and very seen watching this show. With my kids' laundry, I throw some stuff in the dryer and other stuff that I don't want to shrink. I will take the extra time and hang them to dry. So that's what I'm doing here. I know this video is going up way after Super Bowl, but I just wanted to share what we did. Super Bowl is similar to New Year's Eve in my opinion, in the sense that I do not want to be out on the roads after the event is over. I've been this way a few years after my oldest son was born. So I don't like to go anywhere. My aunt had a party, but we weren't going to go. And also I was in the thick of my sickness, but I still made some nachos, roast beef sliders, and some jalapeno popper pigs in a blanket. There's this mukbanger I follow on YouTube, and she's always posting what she makes when she has little get-togethers at her house. And it's just nice party food, and all the stuff I just listed is where I got the idea from. But also I feel like those are good Super Bowl food. So I was just craving Super Bowl food, especially nachos. And we don't eat like that all the time. So I was determined to make that on Super Bowl Sunday. I know I said I was sick, but like I also said, even when I'm sick, there's just no downtime. So I might as well cook and eat what I want. load of laundry is done drying, so I am just getting all of these laid out, folded, and gonna put them away. But yeah, that's how our Super Bowl Sunday went. The game was pretty boring and stayed at such a low score for a while. There wasn't really anything too exciting about it. We spent some time outside right before the game. I actually went and sat outside because I figured some nice fresh air would help me after being in the house for a good couple of days, and it did. And some of my family members got shirts made for the halftime show because they were calling it the Benito Bowl when Bad Bunny was announced for the halftime show. And my grandpa's name is Benito, so I thought that was cute how some of them got shirts made for the occasion, and they took pics and shared them in the family group chat and on social media. So that looked really good. Moving into the kitchen, I was not about to hand wash all these dishes, so I was giving them a nice rinse and am gonna put them in the dishwasher and run a normal load at the 2.5 hour mark. This was a Saturday, so we had time for that. The top rack got filled, so I did have to wash a few items, but hey, as long as I didn't have to wash everything, I am good. I know y'all saw that dirty pot that had oatmeal in it. We have been on an oatmeal kick, and I am so happy to say that I have mastered making it on the stove. I haven't made it like this in so long. I was just tired of making it in the microwave and then it always overflowing and getting the microwave dirty. I'd rather clean and wash this pot than have to clean the microwave all the time. I know I mentioned the Super Bowl and what we did. I do want to mention that I am not into sports much anymore, well, watching them. I used to be a big sports person years ago, pre kids. Like, I would watch all the sports all the time. I knew all the players and all that good stuff. Then it went to just being excited about playoff games and championship games, and now it's kind of non existent. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that, but I mean, that's kind of what it is. I think I've become one of those people that will watch the Super Bowl just for the commercials. I don't know. I'm just not in it anymore. I mean, it does amaze me how the players are so talented and can keep up with the skill and working out. And I say that as a mom of two boys. My oldest just started a sport a few months ago, so we've been very busy with that. my little one is finally getting at the age now that we will be putting him in a sport pretty soon here. So that's the extent of sports that I'll be interested in.
Felt to the pressure of the outside. Come to me, let me help you revive. Let me guide you to revive the light. Let me guide you to revive the light. 'Cause there ain't no way. Feel like taking over. 'Cause there ain't no way. No way. Felt to the pressure of the outside. Come to me, let me help you. 'Cause I just can't stay here.
I know I've been stuck on watching The Middle. I'm sorry, I just can't help it. It is so funny. I do want to watch Bridgerton, the latest season that came out in January. I'm all caught up, but I just need to watch this newest one. Bridgerton is one of those shows that I need to sit and watch and give my whole undivided attention to. I need to know what's happening and what's going on. I can't miss anything. I think another reason why I haven't been in a rush to watch it is because I wasn't too excited about Benedict's story, but honestly, the trailers I've seen do look really good, so that made me a little bit more excited. I shouldn't not watch it because it is Shonda Rhimes, so I know it's going to be good no matter what. And speaking of, I still haven't caught up on Grey's Anatomy either. I think I'm on season 20 or 21. I'd love to catch up on that show too, but not right now. And here I am. I'm just going to plink the sink. These little balls make the disposal smell good for about 10 seconds and then it goes away. This one is lemon scent, so it does smell good. So I bought a whole pack, so I do intend to use them. I don't know if I'll buy them again. So what you do is you run the disposal with a full stream of water for 1 minute, then you turn it off and then put like a slow, small stream of water. And then you throw in the little plinker, just one, and then turn on the disposal for 15 seconds, and then that's it.
Stagnant under pressure. Let me guide you. 'Cause there ain't no way. Felt to the pressure of the outside. Feel like taking over. Let me help. 'Cause there ain't no way. Let me guide you to revive. No way. Felt to the pressure of the outside. Come to me. Let me help you revive the light.
Here I am just reassembling the vacuum. I was having such a hard time putting this back together and back on, just getting the top to line up right. Because if it's not, then it would not click in right onto the vacuum. But I mean, it is a good thing that everything has to be lined up, because if not, then the vacuum will just be wonky and probably start to fall off when using it. So even though this took me a while, at least I got it done correctly. And moving forward, I am going to try to be more proactive about, not only emptying out the canister, which I do that often, but I just need to do better about taking off the actual top and then getting all that cleaned out more often. If you made it this far, thank you so much for being here and for coming along with me to clean and get some laundry done. I hope this video gave you some motivation, and I hope you have a great day, night, week, weekend, or whenever you're watching this. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I will see you next time.